outside just really started to corral Cook, and that looks like that's what kind of changed the game a little bit.
Well, you know, there were some opportunities early on as the game evolved. You know, the halftime adjustments where we need to dial in. They were moving the pocket into the first half. And so we needed to dial in some things we allowed our kids to take off a little more. And that was the adjustment. We wanted to take off a little more and not allow them to just move the pocket and buy time to throw the ball back.
It's a nice adjustment.
The kids did a nice job executing. Let me say this. Our staff did an unbelievable job. You know, those halftime adjustments, the staff adjustments, I want to thank those guys. I want to thank God because there's a lot going on.
How would you describe Armstead's play tonight?
I would love to, I can't. Because I was not really watching the inside and the back end.
How about this? Can you talk about his growth since he's got here?
Oh, Armstead's growth since camp. His growth since last spring to camp to now has been tremendous. In my mind, he is a go-to guy. When we need something to happen, he's a guy that we go to. You need to make a play because he's demonstrated that he can do that.
You guys have a track record of rotating a lot up front. You guys have a track record of rotating a lot up front, but DeForest and Eric played a lot of snaps. Did you go in thinking, hey, we're going to need those guys to play a lot of snaps?
You know, position coaches monitor reps, and so I'm not sure how much those guys played. But I know that the nice thing when you play an offense that's not a tempo offense and they huddle, your guys they're not as gassed. So you can leave them on the field more. When you're playing a tempo offense, you have to get the rotation going.
Did you find it essential to get some size in the corners after Dior was kind of picked on there? You know, getting a guy in like Cisse because they had such big receivers.
You know, Coach Deal handled the rotation in the secondary. You know, they made a couple plays. You know, and we didn't huddle and make the practice. We just huddled and said, you know, we got to keep playing. And so that adjustment was made by Coach Deal.
What about Joe Walker, though, DP? I mean, clearly Derek Malone's your top tackler, I think, from last year. Here he's not even starting this huge game. Was it the physical size you wanted at that position for some reps?
No, going into this game, we weren't sure what the complexity of the game was going to be. Is it going to be a 20? Let me say it a different way. Is it going to be all big guys and bang around, or is it going to be a throw it around? And so, you know, the plan was make sure that Derek's our best cover guy. He's our best utility backer. And so I wanted to not kill him in one game plan and have him available for the other game plan. And so that's how we tried. That was our strategy going in.
So that's not something we're going to see in the future.
It just, you know, a lot of what happens, you know, prior to the game and then during the game is just adjustments. You know, we go into a game thinking that we're going to see this animal or thing, but here's what I did see. I saw a lot of communication. I saw Joe flashing and making plays, and the kids on the sideline kept calling his name and patting him on the back. So when I get a chance to watch the film, I'll be able to say Joe did this, but from the sideline, it looked like he played a pretty solid game.
What were some of those big moments, those key plays that you think turned the tide for the Ducks in the second half?
No, I think the first and second series coming out of the halftime, you know, we were on the field. And we needed to stop them. You know, all of a sudden, you know, they're up a couple points. If we let them drive down and score and get touchdowns, it's very difficult to come back. So, you know, just getting stops early in the third quarter were huge because we couldn't, you know, the deficit. You know, you can create a deficit and make it difficult. So the third down stops I thought were great. I think that the kids came out and really played hard. I mean, I'm saying differently. They executed the plan with more intensity and emotion.
Where do Eric's big sack and Efo's interception deep down near the goal line fall in all of that?
I'll tell you what, if we don't take the ball away and they drive, they get points, now it changes the game plan because then our offense may have to get out of their game plan. And so for those kids to make those plays and not only get a limited field goal, but not give them points and we get the ball. I mean, those are the stops you have to have. And we talk about that all the time. We don't just need stops, we need takeaways. We need to take the ball from them and kill the momentum and try to get it going in our direction.
So you're breathing a whole lot better after a couple of those big plays, Eric's and Efo's.
No, I was breathing the same until the game was over. But it's nice. I mean, it's nice that our kids are trying to make things happen. And when you run to the ball, good things happen. That's what we've been preaching. Get off blocks, run to the ball. When you run to the ball, good things happen.
When you were putting the game plan